Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, welcome to the main event of the evening. In the blue corner, hailing out of Denver, Colorado, with a perfect record of 2-0, your Colorado Avalanche. And in the blue corner, hailing from Dallas, Texas, also with a perfect record, undefeated, 1-0, your Dallas Stars. I look forward to this one tonight. Somebody's O has got to go. And we're jumping right into the deep end here in the early goings of this season with a bunch of really stiff competition. We had Winnipeg in the first game, and we've got Colorado, who we played in the playoffs again here tonight. And moving forward for the next month or so, it really is a gauntlet of mostly playoff teams that we're going to be playing, so it should be fun. Right off the bat, we get two playoff opponents back to back. Might as well stack up Edmonton right after Colorado, right? If we're gonna go like this. So we had a great series with the Avs that resulted in a 7-game victory for us. The hero being Mikko Rantanen, who stuck it to his old team, the Colorado Avalanche, with a hattie in the third period to just stick the stake in the heart of his old team. Just amazing storyline, and I'm sure after having been through that, they really second guessed what they did in letting Mikko go. So we might have some saltine crackers of Colorado Avalanche here tonight that are still feeling a little slighted over that horrible fate that they suffered. So it should be a fun one to watch. The Colorado Avalanche opened up the season with a 4-1 victory over the Kings, who are a good team in their own right, a playoff team. And then they eked out a victory that they probably shouldn't have won, 2-1 against the Mammoth, but they won it anyway, and that's all that matters. So we obviously won the first game, and here we are. So after tonight, one of these teams is going to have a less than perfect record. I hope it's us. I think that it will be. We've got our work cut out for us in that same regard as well, because these Avs have got a stacked top six. We've got Landeskog, who came back from, I think, a 3-year hiatus, something like that, where he had his knee reconstructed, and just amazing that he was able to come back in the playoffs last year. Was the captain of their team. He was near a point a game player for them at one point, and really good power forward. He does it all. When I say power forward, he's an old school power forward, not one of these new age power forwards where he'll drop the gloves, he'll run you over. He's hard on the puck. He goes to the net. Love his game. Then McKinnon is really almost in a lot of regards an even better version of that. I love his game. I think he might be the best all-around forward in the game, even though McDavid is for sure the most high-end talent. McKinnon can do it all as well. Same kind of power forward type of player, and a great leader. And I just like his attitude more than McDavid's personally. So then you got Marty Necas, who I love as well. I mean, I hate to be raining praise on this team, but all three of those players play the game that I like. Necas has got a real high motor. He's physical. Great pickup for them. I don't know if losing Mikko was the way to get him, but they got him nonetheless, and he's a player that can really do some damage. So then beyond that, they've got Lehkonen, Brock Nelson, who they picked up at the trade deadline from the Islanders, great center, and Val Nichushkin, who he just finds a way to burn us every time he plays us, and we got to watch out for him tonight. McKinnon was second in the NHL last year with 116 points behind only Nikita Kucherov, who had 121. Then their back end is pretty good too. Cale Makar, going back to the draft, we picked Miro Heiskanen the same year that Makar was picked after Miro, and I wonder if we talked to Nil, if he could turn back the hands of time, whether he would have picked Makar over Miro. Two different kinds of defensemen, both really really good. Then they got Taves, who plays with Makar. He's a great complement to Makar's offensive prowess. He's more of your steady Eddie defensive defenseman. And Gerard, Josh Manson, who's a physical presence on the back end. They picked up Brent Burns, who's got a lot of grays in the beard, like yours truly. At one point, he was one of the best defensemen in the league. He's not at that level anymore, but he's still a good pickup for them. And then Malinsky. In net, they got our old friend Wedgwood. Blackwood went down with an injury, I think, in the preseason, lower body, and he is listed as week to week. So for the Stars, you're probably going to see a similar lineup. I'm interested to see what those lines are going to be. I haven't seen anything posted on them yet. I'd really like to see Ernie in there in place of Blackie, but either way, if they dress up the same lineup as opening night, that'll be a good one to watch. I'll tell you, I'm excited about not only our scoring ability, but that fourth line. It's such a departure from the kind of modern Euro-centric cycling, forechecking fourth lines that we've seen in recent years, especially under DeBoer. This is more of an old school, kind of reminds me of an old school third, fourth line where it's a real grind line. When you got players like Ritzkoian and who else is on that line? Fox at center, and then on the other side of him, it would be blanking on the name, but all of them can put the hurt on you. All of them are willing to drop the gloves. They're gonna go hard in the corners. So, it's gonna be a rough night for anybody who goes up against those lines. Bastian is the other guy who we picked up, and Bastian's a big old boy who can skate. And so I like to watch that kind of hockey. I'm excited to see it. I think it's gonna give a different look and take its toll on our opposition in a different way than the cardiovascular workout that we gave teams with our fourth line last year. This is going to be more of kind of a war of attrition. It's going to be more entertaining. We didn't get a ton of score. When you're talking about your fourth line, you're not going to get a ton of scoring out of them. So my opinion is you might as well have a little fun, mix it up, muck it up, drop the mitts. Let's see a little bit of that tonight. It'll be fun to watch. And going back to the Avs, Wedgwood, he's played in the first two games, and he's only let up 2 goals. He had a .966 save percentage through 2 games, so he's come off to a really hot start. So we're going to have to probably break his confidence. I'd like to see them put a lot of rubber on him, especially early. And that's one of the keys to success tonight. Beyond that, Malinsky and Gerard are small for defensemen, especially in today's modern NHL. They're about 5'10", $180 a piece. And I think if we can put the body on them using that fourth line, using Mikko, and really wear them down physically, it could open up some ice for us. Beyond that, you got to contain McKinnon, you got to contain Makar, you got to contain Ignatius and Val. That's a tall order when I say it out loud, but if you can at least contain a few of those, that'll go a long way because they can burn you in a lot of ways. Some of the best high end talent in the league. And beyond that, let's not give up two shorties tonight. That'd be a good idea. Also, 3 goals in the last 10 minutes in the back of our net. Probably not a good game plan either, unless you got a 5-1 lead, and I don't see us having a 5-1 lead going into the to the third on this one. So let's lock it down this time and play a little safer if we've got the lead. And then one last little storyline to watch. We had a great bout in the preseason. Bischel took on Steinberg and laid a punch to his temple, dropped him, and definitely won the by decision that fight. So I'd like to see a little more of that tonight if we can. Anyway, look forward to it, and I should have some post-game content probably tomorrow. And hopefully we're talking about a perfect record of 2-0, your Dallas Stars.